Okay, today I'm going to be talking about what you probably know if you've heard of it, and there's a good chance if you're watching this you have. Anthropic's new book burning. That's not what it's officially called. The official name of this is Project Panama. Now, I'm a bit late to the party, just a tiny bit, like a week and a half, 2 weeks late, but it's been going on for a long time now. So essentially, what Project Panama is, and I'm going to be quoting from the Ohio Society of Association Professionals. I'm going to be quoting from Apple. Well, no, that's not a source. I won't use that one. I'm going to be talking about basically my main source for this is the Ohio Society of Association Professionals, and then the rest is me talking because this is my work here. So, to give you a little rundown of what this is, Project Panama is. Oh, and I'm also going to be quoting from Tom's Guide. Let me pull up the article here. Millions of books are reportedly being slaughtered to train AI. Here's what Anthropic told Tom's Guide, written by Elton Jones, published August 4th, 2026. So, yes, I'm a little bit late to the party here. So, Project Panama was Anthropic, the huge AI company, rival of OpenAI. It was basically what they did through a process known as destructive scanning. Anthropic acquired a bunch of pre-2022 books, physical books, in bulk through multiple book resellers. One of them was ISBN DB. Once they got these books, they housed them in these like very unassuming, unclear with their purpose warehouses, where they would then be used. Workers would use hydraulic page cutters to strip the books of their protection and their bindings, that kind of thing. And once housed in these warehouses, once that happened, the loose pages would be scanned in to Cloud's AI models for training. Because, how do these language models and AIs, how are they getting all this stuff? Because what a lot of people don't understand about how AI works is it's basically the stuff we're using today, like when you pull up a Gemini or you pull up Cloud, Sonnet, or you pull up ChatGPT, any of these models, really, what you're getting is, it's not like there's this being on the other end that's interpreting the text, although that, I would tell you that does exist somewhere, but not the stuff we have access to. They're large language models. So what they do is, through the material and like the text they've been trained on, they have gained, and every time you make a prompt, a lot of these use your prompts for training depending on which one you're using. They basically, you enter your prompt, you ask a question, you ask for information, and it's going to take those words and it's going to look at what through its text, because it's been trained on billions of texts and books, and it's going to predict what another human being would respond with based on its knowledge of fact. So it needs material to train on. So Anthropic, essentially to avoid anything that could, like, data poisoning, they call it, that would disrupt training, they basically take these physical books, some of which being the only known copies on Earth, and just text in general, and they scan them into their system after they destroy them. So first they strip them of their bindings and such. They scan them into their systems. Once their AI models have trained on them and memorized them, they then destroy the books or discard them. No good. So, and here is something they said in a statement, and this is like from Anthropic themselves, this is an internal planning memo which became public after some, these documents were released in court. In an internal staff memo, we don't want it to be known that we are working on this. Pretty weird, huh? Not only is this stuff shady, but then the secrecy behind it. Now, what are they going to tell you the reasoning behind this is? AI companies, are in a fierce, essentially, arms race to secure high quality pre 2022 books and, like, human books and, you know, basically buy bulk physical books, which would drive up prices on secondary book markets and tip off rivals. So you don't want your opposing AI companies to know about that. I'm sure that's a part of the reason. But the other thing is, there is an agenda here. Think about it. If you've got like these books and you've got them scanned into your system, some of which being like the one of the few copies known, if not the, you can now essentially, or you could change the text. You could just be, if the only record of it is you're in your AI system and held by your AI company, what are you gonna do? What you could do is change the text and then present it as though it was the only one. Not to mention, so that's bad enough, but not to mention, I don't think I need that much reasoning to provided to tell you why this is not good, that we are destroying books for AI. Because, I mean, what these books are being destroyed, they're being scanned into the system, they are being treated, it's a numbers game for these AI companies. So I think we have to stop them. AI is one of those things I think we should all have access to, and the highest of access to, right? AI, in my opinion, is one of those things that could either be one of the better things humanity has created, or what it's seemingly more likely, and what is happening, the worst thing. We're talking collapse of society, people losing jobs. Basically, for some reason, us humans have a fascination with going as far as we can and eliminating humans on Earth. We want to make humans, like, pretty soon, this Earth isn't going to be for humans, it's going to be for robots. I mean, so what I'm suggesting we do is we need to stop these AI companies. We need to like call them on their shady dealings. Because while this was handled with a lot of secrecy, you can find out a good deal just through having these connections and having these journalists. So, ask more questions, is all I'm going to say. That's a good starting point. Obviously, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Oliver, you're sitting here in a chair talking to us about starting a revolution against AI companies. Well, maybe starting a revolution against them is a bit of an extreme word for it, but few words for it, more than one. The start of this is just us as a people coming together and basically saying, when things are being weaponized and when stuff is just being, books are being weaponized, physical media is being destroyed, and agendas are being forced behind the scenes. That's my opinion. You're not going to find any official proof of that. I'll tell that. Do your own research. I always say never just take anything I say and run with it, but that should be obvious. Do your own research, and you may come out on the other end thinking, Oliver, you're a dumbass. And I'm okay with that. But I feel it's my duty to talk about this. So do with that what you will, but I think we need to start running some campaigns to keep these companies in check.